Okay, but here's the reality. The reality is everybody's racist when nobody's looking. Same person who says he's not racist is calling crack white people fucking white piece of shit, cracker, all this shit. And
You say everybody? Can you really say
no, no,
everybody?
no,
That's
no,
a
no, no.
blanket
You
statement
can't
now.
say everybody. I'm gonna say, in my opinion, the majority of people when nobody's around. So it could be a guy that's nobody's around, and he's not going to insult a white guy or a black guy. Is going to talk different around his black friends and white friends. I'm saying that for both black and white. I'm not saying it's only black people who do it, and I'm not saying it's only white people. I'm
Well, wait, but
saying
you're kind of echoing what Cuban Link had said, right? Because in my interview with Cuban Link, he said that when people are around their own people, everybody talks about other races and they make certain comments or jokes or whatever.
Man, roll the clip.
But like I said, I heard him and Macho say stories where now is demeaning and being real racist to black people. Him and
Wait,
Macho.
what you mean?
The two white guys at the crew is him and Macho.
Okay,
and then you got
but
Raul.
I know, but what is
you
the
got him and
story
Macho.
though?
Macho was a fucking, he hung out with the Jewish guys, so he was really demeaning when it came to black people. And Joe would join that conversation.
But what is the story though? Can you share the story?
I'm not telling you the story. I let them tell the story. I mean, they're never gonna say it, but it was real demeaning, racial shit. But that's within, the camp of the Spanish guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think everybody does it. Black people do it. White people do it when they're amongst their own. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't want to even say they are, they aren't. But I know my beliefs. I know Punch believe. I know Sace's belief. When we came in, it's full of clips. I know the sick ones believe. We came in as we all is together. Now, if it was a minority of them niggas being racist in the back of their mind and saying racist shit, yes, Joe and Macho of the terror squad used to say a lot of shit that was racist.
well, that's why I think it's stupid to come at Fat Joe for saying that when he's all around certain people to be a. No, I'm going to tell you why he's stupid. I'm going to tell you why he's stupid because I just said both sides do it. So the same black people that are pissed.
Wait, you're saying Cuban Link is stupid?
No, didn't. First of all, didn't say Cuban Link's name. I'm saying anybody who's coming at Joe. This is anybody now. If you want to call Cuban and Kim, Cuban wasn't the only one that came at Joe. It was 1,000 people online. It was the whole FBA. So why are you singling it out to only one person when the whole FBA came at Joe? So you're talking thousands of people. What I'm saying is, I bet you a lot of these people commenting FBA online, they talk shit about Latinos and white people when nobody's looking. So what I'm saying is, why are you putting a magnifying glass on Joe if when nobody's around, he might have said something? Let's say he did. I don't fucking know if he did. But what I'm saying is, you're all doing the same shit anyway. You don't agree? You're telling me all the FBA that wrote that Joe's racist and da-da-da, they don't fucking say things when nobody's looking?
Okay, but what about the notion, because there are people that believe this, right? That black people say that they cannot be racist because they are not in a position of power.
Okay, I always hear that a lot. If you look up the word racist talks about any minority. Okay, so in hip hop, whites and Latinos are the minority. So already that's the number one debate towards that comment. If you want to talk about the whole world, fine. We're talking about the hip hop community. You never heard Necro talk about the whole world. I agree that blacks have a gripe with certain things or whatever, and certain things I don't agree with. I don't like the DEI bullshit. I don't like a lot of that shit or whatever. But in hip hop, whites and Latinos are a minority, and so you can be racist against them. And you want to know something? Semantics. You can use whatever fucking word you want to use. Use prejudice. You're not racist against whites and Latinos, then you're prejudiced against us. In the end of the day, you're shitting on us. You understand what I'm saying? Because of our color. So you want to define it a different way so that you can get away with doing it? I'm not racist. You know what I'm saying? I'm just prejudiced. Does it make a difference? Is there a difference between racist and prejudice? When basically what we're trying to say you're doing is shitting on somebody based on color. Remember, you're not shitting on this person based on skill. You're not saying that guy sucks because he's, because he's white, he doesn't have the skill, you're not addressing the skill. You're making a decision based on this person, based on their skin color and background. Because if it's about skill, there's white rappers, Latino rappers, and black rappers that are all equal level skill. Now, I'm not going to deny that blacks are not special in their own way and incredible. You'll never hear me ever say blacks are not incredible. The problem that I have is if you say that I'm not incredible. So you're saying you're incredible, but I'm a piece of shit? You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem I got right now. My problem is not that you didn't, let's say, start it or whatever, but you're giving no credit that nobody white helped. We're just pieces of shit. We're guests. Then you could say that you're a guest in electricity. You're a guest in basketball. I mean, it's a stupid fucking argument. I personally don't like it because a lot of the jazz records that are sampled were bands that were mixed. White guys and black guys. Steve Gadd on drums. Stanley Clarke on bass. You know what I mean? Chick Corea, Latino guy on fucking keys. So it's like a lot of these records are mixed. Did you know that fucking the B-Boy anthem, Apache, which is the #1 breakbeat that Kool Herc played at the beginning parties, was created by a white guy? He's not down with hip hop? He's just some asshole who made a funky, incredible record. So then you stole it.
All right, wait. So before we go,
So you stole Mike Viner's record.
so before we go into that though, right? Let's go into the whole Fat Joe and FBA situation since you brought that up, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I didn't even know you knew who I was, but you had mentioned me and Cuban Link in your video that you made talking about Fat Joe and the FBA situation. And you were honest about how you felt, right? So before we talk about Lord Jamar aspect, you said Joe was wrong for not truly knowing what the FBA is, but his spot in hip hop history,
I don't think he knew.
His spot in hip hop history is cemented and he's not going to get canceled. I don't think he's going to get canceled, but this is the biggest backlash he's ever received, right?
I agree with you.
So
I agree. I listen, he made a mistake. He fucked up. Listen, I always thought, even though I knew why he's using the M word, I did always think it was used a little loosely because here's the thing. I get how he's using it and why, but Joe would accent the N word in front of black people extra hard, almost to say like, yeah, you can't do shit. And here's the thing.
But he says it a lot though. Like
no, let me finish. He would have gotten away with that energy if he didn't say FBA shit. If he would have just said ends are broke, it would have been forgotten about. There would have been nothing. The fact that he brought in a section of people that identify as FBA without knowing what it really was and thinking that it was just some people online, which it is just some people online because it's not Sadat X, it's not everybody. Even Rock from said he really didn't know what it was. A lot of people that are black dudes that are legendary in hip hop didn't understand. So it's got to be something that's brand new. It's not something that's been here 20 years.
It is definitely newer, but by definition, right? It's the lineage of black people that can be traced back to slaves.
I know what
right?
it is. Yeah. Here's what I'm saying. If Fat Joe didn't make the mistake of saying what he said and just use the N-word without saying that, there'd be no issue. He gave them an excuse to attack him because their whole thing, from what I've seen, from the people that comment about me, is a very racist thing. I don't know who these people are. I don't believe they represent, first of all, I don't think any of them represent the black people that are legends in hip hop. FBA might be what they are, but I noticed that a lot of the FBA, they'll diss Kool Herc because he's Jamaican. They'll say Grandmaster Flash is from one of the islands. So they're not FBA. So I'm actually seeing FBA comments calling them tethers. People who me and you thought were legends of hip hop. All of a sudden, it all got flipped on its back that now Kool Herc is a tether. That's new to me. Until Fat Joe said what he said, I've never heard that Kool Herc is a tether. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was almost like Fat Joe insulted a certain amount of people that are very into what they think, their way of thinking. White people have no business, very Lord Jamar-ish, and just gave them fuel. It's not going to hurt Joe's career because Busta Rhymes is not turning. What are you going to do? I understand you could be a nation of people. What are you going to do to Busta Rhymes, who has 50 hits? He has 100 hit records. You're going to stop his career? You think people are never going to book Buster because he's from an island? He's an islander.
But but
You're not stopping his career. So I kind of think that anyone who's posting about that is not anybody who can actually stop his career. So anyone who could stop Joe's career or Buster's career, they have no power. No power. And if you look at most of the channels, they don't even have a lot of subs.
okay, but
There's no guy with 100,000 subs calling Fat Joe a tether.
by definition, right? The FBA is the lineage that you come from, and Joe was speaking about a small fraction of people that belong to that group, right? That by definition, and he's thinking
He thought he was talking about a cult. He didn't understand that it means every black that comes from a
exactly.
lineage.
But that's what I'm saying, though. His intention
Yeah,
was
he didn't
to talk
understand.
about.
He didn't know.
So
He didn't know.
Because
There's
this
no way
whole
he
thing
knew.
stems from the whole 50-50 argument that hip hop was created by blacks and Latinos. He's been pushing that for so many years, right? But then FBA has come back, did the Microphone Check documentary with Tariq Nasheed
I
and
saw
everything,
that.
right?
I saw that.
And he's been angry that people are debating against his whole message, his whole narrative, right?
That documentary is good and whack all in one. It has good elements and it has whack elements. It's not all 100% good. If you're looking to learn about hip hop, that documentary is only going to show you the black side.
Okay, but
It will not show you what the truth about Latinos in hip hop, and it will not show you the truth about white people in hip hop. So if you really want to know about hip hop, that documentary is very biased and one-sided. It's great for the black
so
side.
you don't think that hip hop was created by FBA?
Hip hop, I agree that hip hop was started by black people. I don't know, for me personally, don't know if somebody was an FBA or what they call a tether, which is basically just means you're from an island, because I don't know if it's been proven that Kool Herc is not. Here's the thing. If we're talking about the beginning, starting of hip hop, you're talking about Adam and Eve, like fucking in the Garden of Eden that day? So you know for a fact that hip hop spawned from an egg created by FBA? How do we know that? Or are you saying that it took a year to incubate, and then from that year, and so in that whole year, not one tether was involved and not one Latino was there? I don't think that can be proven. You can't prove that. So
what about the argument that hip hop existed prior to 1973, like all the elements? It wasn't until 1973 that it was all joined together. And
yeah, but then you got white elements. Like we created the sampler, we created certain things, poetry, classical music is Mozart, Bach. They're not blacks. I mean, it's listen. There's no debate that black people. I would consider them. I learned hip hop from black people.
Right.
Okay, but I'm also aware that it wouldn't even get to where it is if you didn't have white investors and Puerto Rican or Latino, just all different types of people involved. But I've never been quoted as saying I don't believe FBA are the beginning of hip hop. It wasn't white dudes, but there were white people there. There are white elements. Like I said, can you say Mike Viner is not hip hop? So then is it fair to say that Kool Herc stole Apache from a white guy? So is it fair to say white people have nothing to do with the B-Boy anthem? When it was a white guy went into the studio, created something that you used for hip hop, but you're going to give no credit to the creator of that just because you were smart enough to play it at a party. I would say Kool Herc gets a certain respect as the architect, but you have to listen. Honorable mentions, at least honorable mentions to the white people
So
that were
can you
there.
understand the level of sensitivity that comes with this topic because of how many genres
Yes and
black
no.
people?
Nah, yes and no. Yes and no, because okay, can't I say that a white guy created electricity and you can't use it? You're going to try to steal electricity. We all use it. Everyone uses this
But is
invention.
anybody doing revisional history on who created electricity?
I don't know, but I don't see anybody not saying black people didn't
Well,
create
no,
hip
but
hop.
they're
All I
arguing
saw
then
was
though
that
that
Latinos are
they're
saying they were
arguing
there.
though.
Nah, all I see is all I see is Latinos saying they were there, and a lot of people have said Latinos were there.
No, but
Coke
Joe's saying
LaRock.
that it was
Hold on,
50-50.
hold on. You got to let me respond, brother, respectfully. Coke LaRock said he was inspired to rap by Jose Feliciano, and people consider him the first rapper. So what the fuck does that say? You tell me. I just gave you that fact. What does that say? Do you know who Jose Feliciano is?
No.
If I'm correct, maybe I'm wrong, he was one of the last poets, okay, which people consider, some of the first rappers.
Oh, right. Yeah, I
And I
got you
guess he
now.
was
Okay, yeah.
and I guess he was a Latino in the group. So Coke LaRock is just saying he was inspired by this Latino guy. Doesn't mean Latinos invented hip hop, but Lord Jamal's claim and Tariq's claim is that it was going on for 5 years or something without anybody Latino, and then Latinos joined in as special guests. I don't know if I believe that. And I don't know if his documentary can prove it because, excuse me, he has a lot of holes in his documentary. First of all, his whole mention of white people is terrible. He should not have even mentioned white people because he tried to mention white people to shit on us. And he did it terribly. How did he do that? He said it's hip hop's becoming whitewashed and shows a picture of young black teenagers as the representation of white rap and hip hop. And that being hip hop now being whitewashed, and part of why he's doing the documentary to prove, that. And Hank Shockley is the one that signed them, and Shockley is a black guy who was the master, producer of the Bomb Squad that did all of Public Enemy and Ice Cube and a bunch of that. So you're putting in your documentary that hip hop was getting whitewashed, and not mentioning that it was a black guy that put them out, and showing the worst artist that you could show out of all the dope white rappers that represent hip hop in a good way and don't try to take shit away from anybody. Because none of the real underground white rappers ever disrespected black people. We don't even get enough fucking credit or respect to even go there. We're just trying to get our shit heard. And we always collaborate with the black legends. Shit. You think you're ever going to see Soulja Boy collaborate with the black legends? It's all the white fucking underground kids that do songs with Master Ace and KRS and Coogee Rap and Kane. And you don't see fucking Drake doing shit with them. They do the commercial garbage.
Okay.
Maybe Drake. I heard he did a couple of songs with people or whatever. But I'm saying the majority are not showing homage. So I didn't like that. I thought that's just disrespectful. I mean, you have key white people that were just part of hip hop at the beginning. People like Blondie, Not saying Blondie created hip hop, but you're acting like no, but she wasn't there at the beginning. The people like that were not involved. Just give credit
But
where it's due.
didn't
I don't
Tariq?
know. I just look at it like you're trying to act like nobody white had nothing to do with it. It was all black people, and you made hip hop this incredible thing, and then we just joined in later. Same thing for Latinos. That's the energy I'm getting.